which questions I'm using. But just be aware, there's a lot of different types of these questions. I would have liked to have another session, and we need to make a plan, before you guys write on Tuesday, am I right? So yeah, um, because
So sorry,
yeah,
where
anyway,
on
so
Google
those are the
Classroom is the
questions.
question?
Yeah,
Where on Google Classroom is the questions? On Compound Bar. Sorry, I found it.
you found it.
Yeah, I found it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should find it, but yeah, just one. I would like to have one more session before you guys go right. Okay.
Yeah,
A
on
minute
Monday.
left. Must I mean, if everyone's happy, it's a public holiday. I don't know if Chanel's gonna be happy with that.
Any chance we can have one at college?
Yeah, it's possible. It's just that I have daytime commitments now. You know what I mean? Maybe towards
Well,
the other end.
yeah, you. Because yeah, we'll all be studying most probably.
Yeah,
So like,
so I think maybe like after the 20th, it'll be better for me. You with
okay,
me?
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's fine.
just remind me
So
again, no? To
just
have
asking, so but yeah, I will definitely remind you.
no sure. Yeah, it'll be nice to see you guys. I normally do this online, so I don't like to see the people I'm teaching. I wouldn't say my students. Let me up on the whiteboard here. Okay, guys, I think it's time now. We just hope everyone can just keep up with what's going on. Without further ado, let's begin. We just continue with the same chapter, and we're going to end it off this module now, and we are looking at compound members, right? Um, so I'll show you what these members look like, and then obviously just explain. So there are two types of arrangement, and please, right? These arrangements are of utmost importance. It 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 happens throughout the syllabus of N5 and N6 in different variations. So you understanding this parallel and series is of critical importance, especially when it comes to the strength of materials. Nevertheless, so if you look at the boy on the left there, right? There's two ropes on either end of the boy carrying the boy's weight. And basically that two ropes, right? The boy's weight is shared amongst the two. Okay, that is what we deem a parallel arrangement. Okay, now I want to show you something which is more applicable to us. Something like like this. We can all imagine something of that nature, right? We have some support, and we have two steel wires and a copper wire, and then we have some kind of casting, I believe, at the bottom. And all these three wires are supporting that casting. Essentially, it's a load. So that casting's weight is distributed through the loads on each of these wires. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now I'll ask you, what change of length do you think this arrangement will experience in terms of the change of length? Will the change of length differ, or will it be the same?
I think it would
Anyone?
be
Yes, I'm listening. Yanni said you. I don't know what it was. Yeah, yeah, I'm listening.
I think it would be the same.
Yes, and the reason being, I agree with you.
Um, so if they are all maybe of the same length and they are carrying this, supporting the same load, so they shouldn't be.
Perfect. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. Yeah. Especially the term of the same length. So that being said, right, I'm gonna go back to these the formula for parallel arrangement. Just bear with me going back and forth. Um, you'll notice that they will say here that FA plus FB equals FT. Essentially, what it means is that that rope and that rope will equal the total force of the buoy, which is going down. So FT would actually be the weight of the buoy. And then what you find is that the change of length, assuming they have the same length, be the same. Very important relationship. So you can think of this like your electro arrangement as well, where your current is the force and the change of length is like the voltage. So in a parallel in a parallel arrangement, you find the voltage is the same, and then the currents you have to basically add. But obviously, this is kind of self-explanatory, and you'll see it as we go along. The other relationship is a series relationship. Just allow the person in. Where am I now? Where am I now? Okay, and that is basically when the ropes are, they're arranged next to each other, or they follow, they like A and B instead of next to each other. And in this case, what they say is that that each rope must carry the weight of the buoy. And this is called a series arrangement. Okay, so what does that look like? This is a series arrangement in terms of shaft. You got a propeller shaft on the over here. A lot of these examples I teach in the marine space. I should get some mechanical type examples. I wish you guys can give me some more inspiration on that. So, the shaft is like one shaft housed between a part of a bearing, another shaft obviously gets joined. So this shaft is in series, and therefore, although experienced that's based in series. Another example would be over here as well. Well, this is technically in series as well over here. So what we find in the relationship there is that the forces is all the same. They make an interesting note regarding that forces, and they say there if one rope fails, then the buoy will fall to the ground. It's quite similar to when you have lights in series, and if the wire breaks, all of them don't receive a current. And then again over here, which is like the voltage change in length or strain, they're saying the weight of the buoy will stretch the compound rope. That means that each rope will require stretch a certain length, right? So what it means that there'll be a change in length of this one plus a change in length in that one, which will give you the total change in length of the arrangement. Whereas this case, the total change in length, which this whole assembly experience is exactly the same. Okay, so that's the two main things. I want you to remember this, I want you to remember that, and I want to remember this and this. Now, obviously, on your guys' book, this is called X, not a delta L, but I will be using your conventions when I solve the problems. But as long as the what's the word I'm looking for, as a concept is understood. Okay, is there any questions before I start the first example? Edwin, I'm sure you have one.
No, sir, I don't have one. I just need to get to the calculations.
Okay, cool. So we can do the calculations now, and then through the examples, we will obviously you know what I mean. You'll gather more questions will come up, and we can address them as we move on. And guys, please, I am quite knowledgeable on this stuff. I really expect you to answer questions. It's just that you can get a better experience. You know what I mean? Whatever you need to know, I'll for sure tell you in what I do know. Okay, so my whiteboard is being shared. Can you guys see it?
No, sir.
Okay. Store this. And this is coming from the Vickens textbook. Someone just confirm with me this example is still there. Okay. All right, over here. Can we see it?
Yeah, but make it a bit bigger. It's a little bit blurry.
Okay.
Cool. You don't mind?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So over here, as you can see, it's quite straightforward. You have a series arrangement, right? And it would be useful for us to write our relationships possibly first down. Like I said to you, in this case, applying a straight 20 kilonewton load. And then what happens here is that we find out that F in the first element, meaning the first section, I'm just calling it a F1, will be equal to F2, which will be equal to the total force experienced by this. So it's all 20 kilonewtons, all carry 20 kilonewton load. However, for our extension, it's going to be the sum of all individual one. You could have called this A or B or whatever. I'm just using 1 and 2. Okay, so X is called extension. Yeah. Now, before I solve this problem, I just want to bring up a particular relationship which happens a lot in the text, right? And we didn't actually do it within the example in the stress and strain. Do you guys agree with me that the elastic modulus is equal to stress over strain? You guys recall this?
Huh?
Yes? You guys agree? Anyone?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Obviously, and that's only, again, I'll just recap for people. It's a slope over here on the elastic or limit of proportionality. That's where we get this from, right? Just by the way. But what we're going to do now, we're going to modify this relationship to a convenient relationship. And you'll see what I mean. And we're going to be using that relationship. Now, I want you to make a note of it or write it down. So I'll quickly show you. So stress is force over area. That's the numerator. Here we have X over L, right? And then we have all of this equal to E. We do cross your flipping times, and as a layman calls it. And then it's L over X. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this. And then you end up having E as F L A X. But what we actually want, we want change of length to be the subject of the formula, and that's quite simple. We just we multiply here, and then divide by the E, and you're left with something called phi. I think everyone can remember this quite easy. So your change in length is a function of the force times the length divided by the elastic modulus times the area. So this is a very important relationship, colleagues. Please write it down now. You use this a lot in this type of questions.
So
yeah.
Always, in most times, they're going to ask you to calculate, what is it? The X.
Yeah, it's an elongation. Yeah. And nice to see you, Chad. Yeah. You understand why this is going to be done, man, as I do it.
How's it, guys? Yo.
Yeah, nice to you could join. You understand? So that one, colleagues, please make a note of it. You didn't even write it down. You understand why as you solve problems.
So it's just the manipulation of the formula, putting.
Yeah, this thing is the same thing. This is the same thing. Yeah, but you want to put it in terms of the what is this thing called? Yeah, in terms of X.
Of your extension.
Yeah, I can tell you the reasons now. But sometimes you need, especially with the parallel arrangement, you need ratios between two forces. But you'll see as we do it, man. You'll get to it. You know what I mean? So we have that down. Just to check what's in your formula sheet. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That person's in already. All right. Let's quickly begin. So you guys are experts. I want us to quickly look at 3.1 because now you're moving to the place of engineering, and I ask you a simple thing: what is the maximum stress in this member in this arrangement? By looking at this, what one's going to carry more stress? Can someone please tell me?
Smaller diameter.
Exactly, and why? Yeah, small diameter, right? Are we happy with that? Do you understand why that's the case, huh?
No.
That's not good, Eddie. That's not good. Because the bigger the bigger the diameter will carry less stress on that load.
I got you.
Yeah. Chad, can you tell us, have you ever experienced something to this? I mean, you machine stuff, right?
Yeah, like I got some experience with regards to this.
Okay, can you give us a quick example, maybe? Where did something break? Or where's most likely to break? I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you like machining smaller ODs, depending on your size cut, will add more stress depending on the temperatures you use.
That's correct.
Like it's more likely to bend balls. It's more likely to act funny with regards to a bigger OD. With a bigger OD, you can take a 5 mil cut. You can heat it at high temperatures. With a 20 mil OD, if you do the same thing, there are funny things that's going to happen there.
Yeah. That's very interesting because the next chapter is going to be on temperature as well. And we exactly see how that adds onto the stress. But that's correct. So, okay. The engineering intuition is there. But now we obviously have to just, what's the word I'm looking for? Do the analytical calculations here. So we're going to find stress 1, which is going to be the force 1, which is the same over area 1. And we're going to find stress 2. So we're just going to prove now that which one is carrying the most. So 20 kilonewton load, remember it's a series arrangement. Same load is right through the whole thing. Think of it as a current. The first area, that's pi over 4. Porter, you can calculate this for us. I'll leave this to you, 0.06 squared. And then I want The next one we can do again 20 kilonewton. Same thing, but now a smaller area. Okay. And that's 0.2 squared. Okay, so can we just get that stress 1 and that stress 2? We obviously know the smaller diameter will experience more stress. Assuming it's the same material for both. In this case, it is. It's some kind of carbon steel or mild steel. All right, this is a standard calculation. This is nothing crazy. I've got too many crazy problems I want to solve with you guys. That's why we need the time. But we don't have that time. That's a problem.
$63 megapascals.
For which one?
63 megapascals. The
For
first
which
one.
one?
You gave me the first one.
First one.
Oh.
You sure this one?
No, that's the second one. The second one. The second one, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 63 point what?
The second one is
662. Is that correct?
Which one? The second one.
Yeah. I need decimal places, eh? We need to have at least 3 decimal places behind our let's see Chanel. Who else is there? No, behind is occupied. Ngamso. Give the answer there. Let's move, guys.
Bring it down.
I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Son, you're quite faint.
So the first one is 7,073.
7,073.
3 of 3. Well, make it 4.
Okay, perfect. And then the other one is the 63 point something, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Other one is
Oh.
63,662.
Okay, sweet. So, based on these values, we can obviously see that's a bigger stress there, right? And obviously that's the bigger one. I just wanna I look into the textbook now. I just want to quickly show you a case in point of a smaller area experiencing more stress. I'm not sure if Chad wears heels. You know, you never know nowadays, eh? But I was going to go to Chanel or Nangamso. I'm not sure. So, like, in terms of smaller areas and bigger areas, this is what I'm talking about. You find out what you experience on your what's that point on your heel, right? This will put a lot of more stress in that leg joint as well. You see here, case in point of smaller area, more stress, and bigger area, less stress. Yeah, I don't know if that helps at all. Okay, perfect. Let's just quickly remove that. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say with a smaller area and all of that. I know for some people, thought maybe a more soft example. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
3.2.
bigger the area,
Less stress.
the more the force can be spread.
That's essentially the idea, yeah. If you go to stress distribution, that's exactly what you see. That's true what you say. Okay, so 3.2, the one, the total extension, and I did mention to you, the total extension is the sum of all the individual elements or all the individual pieces here. So all we have to basically do is use that formula I had, which is the FLEA, right? Plus FLEA. Now it's nice in this case, our F is the same and our E is the same, so we can take that out as a common factor. We have L over A, plus we have L divided by A. So this will be the first area, first length, and that'll be the second length and second area. Okay. Again, what I want to say, if the modulus of elasticities, right, are not the same. I can't do this. You know what I mean? But the force is always the same. So I'm just making you aware. So we're just taking that as a common factor. So that's 200 kilonewton. But 220 kilonewton. All right. E is at 200 gigapascals. I hope you guys are following me here now. The length's of 50 mil on top. That's your first one. Second one, you can put in the first area. That's going to be the pi over 4 times 0.06. And then we have the second length, which is what? 0.1 divided by the second area. And that second area, obviously, is a 20 mil over here. Okay. And based on that, we're going to get the total extension. You could have worked each extension individually first, but I'm just making a quick mathematical shorthand, so it's easy for us to get the answer. Can we just quickly calculate this one? Can I get my total extension? I hope you're all on the same page, eh? I'd like us to push more one more strain series one.
No, it makes this easier if you just work out the areas and write it down.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
And write the value in, and then you just if you're gonna use the same area at the same time, you just have it instead of
Yeah,
the
there are ways I can teach you on the calculator, man. But I'm assuming people have good calculator work ethic here. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I can. Excuse me.
You're assuming very wrong, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I hope you guys have the. I'm gonna quickly do a quick demo. Hope you guys have all the parameters there. What I'm more what I more care about is that you understand the concept, right? The maths must. I'm okay. Let me just quickly show you. And I like this engagement with people who are recommending stuff. You tend to find putting stuff down people's throats never work out for some reason. Okay, so my calculator is being shared, right? So my one recommendation is probably get this calculator, but anyway, so pi over 4. And then you times this by, what's it first area? At 50 mil, 0.05 squared. You could have done it like that, or you could have used 50 times 10 to negative 3 equal, right? That's your first thing. So what I'll do, I'll go shift. Where's my store again? Shift store A.
Where's store?
Hey?
Let's say that. Where's store?
Okay, I'll do that again. Important is to see this power of 4, right? Times, what is it again? Let me do the other one. Huh? Okay, let me do the first one, 0.06, sorry, man. Okay. I'm not sure this is useful, but yeah, anyway, times 0.06 squared. Okay, that's my first area. I go shift, stores over there. I'm not sure you have all the same calculator or something similar. Yeah. Store there. Then you press A, B, C, D, E, F, or X, M. One of these is obvious. So, but you're going to choose A for the first one. So that's A. But so then you store. So again, you don't press. Yeah. So you press alpha A to recall the value. You understand what I mean?
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. So then let's say we're doing the next one, right? So you go shift pi over 4 times, what is the other one again? 0.02. Okay. then I go shift store B. And obviously I make a note of this somewhere on my sheet. You know what I mean? I hope Chad is with me. Like I'll say, Chanel, I don't know if you're following as well. I'll say like area 1 is A, you know what I mean? Somewhere on the side, just to remember. Then all I'll do, I'll come here, then I'll say my 20 kilonewton. Divided by my 200. You could even store these values, but that's kind of redundant, right? I open my bracket up, say 0.05. That's my first length, right? And remember I said A, right? Shift A, alpha A plus, then I'll say alpha what? B, right? I close him off. My total extension, it's right in my face over there. Okay. So that should be, yeah. I can keep engineering. Yep.
That's also
33.
trust issues there, bro.
Hey? So again?
So there's trust issues there.
How do you mean?
If that A is A with a B is B, if you did it right, I have some trust issues with it.
I feel you, Chad. I feel
you. Anyway,
yeah. Nah, like I say, you need to make sure, man. I mean, it's you know what I mean. I don't know.
Nah,
depends on your confidence levels of stuff, man. Yeah. Okay. Are we happy with this?
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Happy
Cool.
with it.
You must remember, calculate is a two-way. There's a quick way to do something. There's a long way to do something. You got to make sure all your tools are sharp when you come into the exams. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Okay.
In meters, sir. What is that?
That's in meters. Yeah. That's in meters. Clean. It's base units again. Yeah. That's very small, as you can imagine, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's very small. You can't even see this. It's within the elastic limit anyway. So it's 33.599 times 10 to the power negative 6 meters, right? And then 3.3, the one to total strain, that's also quite easy, right? So we know the total change in length is like this, right? The sum of them. And all we do, we basically divide each one by L, right? And then you find that the total strain is going to be equal to strain 1 plus strain 2. And we just basically take the change in length of each individual one, which would have been useful now, which I kind of skipped, you know what I mean? So you take delta 1, which you have to work out individually, divide that by the length. So you could take the length as a common factor. You have to work out delta 2, and then also divide that. And then, yeah. But I think what we can actually do is divide this guy by the length, and we might get our answer. I think I'm right, because it's a total. But anyway, you must just be careful on what I'm saying. But this is not a question where it tends to happen a lot, though. But I'm just making a way out to find the total strain. So you find the individual change in length and just divide it by the length of the respective member. Are we on the same page here? It's easy. Don't. I hope it's easy. Okay. Let me move. I want to move. You guys uncomfortable with this one, or you guys want to see the answer? Talk to me.
I want to see the answer, so sorry.
Okay.
Very dumb this evening, so.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So for x1, which is the same value here, right? Just bear with me. It's the same x1. We should have worked out individually. That's going to be now your 20 kilonewton times that length. It's a 50 mil, so 0.05. You could have called it whatever. E is 200. And the area is most now A1. We know what A1 is, right? We store it in a calculator. So you can quickly work at that first extension. You do exactly the same for the second one. But the only difference is your lengths and your areas are different. So, Aaron, you can quickly work that out for us. So that's 0.1 times 200 times A2. Okay. Hopefully there'll be good news. Maybe I'll see you guys sometime on campus as well. Eddie did mention that, and I will have time. So yeah, while you guys are working out that 2 elongations there. Are you guys with me what I'm doing? The concept, but if you don't get the concept, that's my main concern. The maths, you will get eventually.
Yeah, understand.
Okay, thank you very much. Man.
The first one is 14.180.
Okay, 14.1. Yeah, times 10 to the power something. It must be.
10 to the power minus 6.
Minus 6. Okay, yeah. So that means this 2 must be 33 minus that one will give me that one over there. That's in meters. We're expecting around how much? Is there 29? No? 29? 19, sorry. Around 19 odd. Important, remember the promises you made to your family of buying a new house. This is the time. Time to work. You remember it when the time you're going to buy a wife a new car. This is the time.
No,
Can I give you the answer?
Please do.
Yes, I'm waiting for the answer, of course.
Okay, so my strength that I found is 0.00353677 meters.
For what one is this for? For X2 or for what? I don't know.
That is the
total strain.
For 3.3.
That's correct. That's correct. You got it there. Yeah. We're just working on the second elongation with areas thrust issues. That is why we're here. Okay. Eddie, what did you get for that one? It should be 19 something, no?
Why did I get 1.2? Hold on, did I do something wrong? Yes, I did.
Just check. Yeah. Was I working out so much?
Are we working out the final answer now?
No,
yes,
you're working on the second extension by itself, man, because you wanted to see that, you know. I don't want to spend time with this.
I got 3,183 times 10 to the minus 5.
Is that for the second one?
No, I got 19.35.
It must be 19 because 19 plus 14 gives you a total of 33. You know what I'm trying to say to you? That's a total elongation. So say alpha B.
19.635, sir. That's for X2.
Yeah, I think I messed up with something, eh? What did I mess up with? 0.1, is my area not right? I can say I'm also getting this 30 odd nonsense. What did I do wrong? It's probably my area I did wrong. Yeah.
Remember your length is 0.1 and the area is what is that? 0.06. What's this wavy now?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah, the smaller one, yeah. Let me just do that again. Yeah, so it's 19 point something, yeah, for sure. 0.06. I think my area was
0.2.
0.2, yeah, it's 0. Yeah, it's 2, yeah, exactly. Okay, so it's 20 more. Yeah.
I2 is 0.2.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. So you got the 19, eh?
I got the 19, yeah.
Okay, so it's 100 more in length, 20 more in diameter. Okay, cool. So it's 19 point something, I don't know. -6. We'll just make sure, just check your stuff properly there. Yeah. It should be 19 because remember this 19 plus 14 must give you a total of 33. You know what I mean? Those two must sum up to that. To make sure, yeah. Okay.
Only just minus from one another. So
no, you can do that, yeah. I'm just you can do that, but why am I not getting this 19, man? What am I typing wrong here?
It's not getting it.
Yeah, it's 20 times I'm getting 31. That means this is not 14 on this side here. This is 31 on this side here. This would carry. So this side here.
I also got 31.
Yeah, so this side here. Who gave me that 14 answer? You must take his qualification away. Oh, flip, man.
No, that's me, man. How did I not get it wrong?
31 point. This is 31.83, right? This is definitely right. I checked this. I checked it. Must be right. Then I'm going to the other one quickly. So check, can you work out the second one? This must be 2 something now. Reporters can check. We're spending too much time on the small things here. Let me
So
quickly
that's the
see.
second one. Or we going back to the first one now.
Yeah, because it should be 2.
No, but hold on. So what are you wrong? So I have 20 times 10 to the 3 times 0.1. Then here's 200 times 9. And that one is that area is power 4 times 0.02 squared. Or am I having the area wrong?
0.02 squared. Yeah. 0.02 squared. Yeah. It's 20 more. No, man, what are we doing? Am I tripping here or what? Sorry for my language. Let me just quickly check. 0.6. So 50 mil on top. I'm doing the first one. Yeah, the first one. No, I don't know what you're doing, man. This is gonna be 1.7.
Yes,
this is 1.768. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I got also.
Yeah, this is correct, yeah, for sure. So if you add this two up, and this makes sense, I can tell you why, because remember there'll be more strain on this guy anyway if you look at it properly. The changing lane should be more here. It's a smaller section, compared to this one. That's a more solid one. So if you add them up, you should get that. Yeah, so this is correct now. So if you want to find the strain of this, you just divide by the length, no? I'm not going to still get into that. That is taking too much time.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Are we happy with this? If you're not happy, you must talk now, but you need to move.
I'm not happy, but my calculator's not working with me at the moment.
Okay, we must just come back to us. Now, okay, so can we try another series example? Is it all right with you guys? And we can do 2 parallels, hopefully. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Are you guys happy with
Yes,
that?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect, man.
Yeah,
this one's a bit of more of a sexy one, so you gotta pay attention to this one. This is coming from the toy textbook. All right, so again, you can obviously see what a series arrangement looks like. Best thing to start off with is F total is F1, they're all the same. Then your lengths, we sum them all up, or we can say F3. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So it's all the same material, perfect. So they're saying here the bar shown here has a maximum stress of 215 megapascals. What's nice about that in the practical realm is telling you what material this basically is. So let's say this could have been some kind of aluminium. You actually machine aluminium, but anyway, that's giving you what material it basically is. It tells you it's going to carry a tensile load of 180 kilonewtons and gives you the total extension of 0.18 millimeters. So XT is given as 0.18 millimeters, right? Or 0.18 times 10 to the power negative 3 meters. Okay. What's happening here? We have to calculate the length of the middle portion. We don't unfortunately know that. Okay. What else do we perhaps know? Okay, so let's quickly try to tackle this. So if we have the maximum stress of the whole bar, right? That means it's the same material essentially. Is there a way for us to calculate the force in any of these members? I'm asking you guys.
The maximum stress will be in the smallest part.
Yeah, yes, but remember this is a series arrangement. So what does it mean in terms of the force? The maximum stress is there, right? You're correct. But is there no other way for us to perhaps calculate? What do we do?
Isn't the force equals to the...
Just I want you to put your brains. So we can calculate the first area, right? And the second and you said the force is given, right? Someone said something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Very good. This is what I want to hear. So quickly, let's just work out the individual areas, just to make things easy. So we can work out area 1. I'm write down the formulation here. You guys can work it out. We all agree it's this, right? You can work out area 3. Porter, remind me, what's the area of a square again?
Sorry?
Area of a square. Yeah, area number 3. I'm calling it number 3, if you don't mind. This is number 1, number 2, number 3. You forgot?
I forgot, sir.
So 0. It's basically 40 by 40, right? Is that correct, guys?
Yes, length times breadth.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then for area 2, so what we do with area 2, if we're smart about it, we just basically manipulate the force over area. You know what I mean? Force over area thing. And we know that force over the stress is going to give us, this is not stress 2. It's going to give us a second area. Yeah, exactly. So let's quickly work out the areas. Maybe we can store them in a calculator if you want. You guys can give me those values to make more space here. All I can tell you, mathematical ability is directly proportional into you passing this exams here. You require a lot of it. Gotta be quick. Not your engineering ability, but mathematical ability. Let's quickly work out all those areas. It's just going to be easier for us. Okay, I'm waiting on the areas. I believe my first area should be 2,8.
Yeah, 27 times 10 to the minus 3.
100%, that's meter squared. Yep.
The third one is 1,6 times
That's
10
correct.
to the minus 3.
Yep.
That's
right.
The third one.
Okay. Give me a moment quickly. I'm coming now. You just can work it out.
Say 15 meters.
I'm not sure about my area, but 8,372 times 10 to the minus 4. Okay.
All right, colleagues, are we back? You got that answer?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I got 8,372 times 10 to the minus 4.
8,37. Yeah. 372.
372 times 10 to the minus 4.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm going to start opening GCSE classes, get the one serious. I want to show you some examples of the stuff in the papers as well.
You busy there, bro? You busy with that?
The GCSE? No. I don't have the factory experience, unfortunately, but a lot of the stuff is like my bread and butter, man. Yeah, it's my life, it's my job. I mean, It's not even a... I'm focusing on the research, man. But anyway, so here we have all our areas, right? So remember, they want the length of the middle portion. Okay. So if we look at this individual thing, I want us to set up our equation here. So we're going back to the total elongation equation. So not totally 0.18. That's a total length for each one, for each individual element. And then we're going to use the relationship I mentioned. So it's F1, L, L1. I don't like to write it this way. It takes too long. Okay. Like this. Right. Here we have FLEA number 2 plus FLEA number 3. Okay, so now, do you agree with me? I can take out F and I can take out E as a common factor. It's the same, right? Same material. Do you guys agree with me? L over A1. Are you guys happy with that?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So now, let me just put in those values for you so you can see. This was 180 on top. And then your E at the bottom is how much? 209, I think, no? 209. 208, sorry. 208. Okay, perfect. So now, all our areas are there. But now let's look at our lengths. Okay, let's just park over here. You agree with me? We have length number 3, right? Are we all happy with that? All 3 is going to be 50 mil. Are we all content with that? Are we content? Yeah. Okay, yes, but the problem is L2 and L1, we don't know. Do we know them?
No.
Okay, so remember the question is the one from the length of the middle portion. Okay, so what are we going to do? And this is now again a mathematical type setup. We're going to call this guy here, right? I'm going to just call him another L1, right? Or L. Let me just call it L. So we know, right? From length 1 to length 2, right? If you're with me, well, let me do it like this rather. So we know that the total L, length 1 plus length 2 plus length 3. We know the total L is how much? 230. Are you all happy with that? Right? Length 1, we don't know. Length 2, we don't know. And we know that this is 50. Are you happy with that, T? Are we all on the same page? Yes, right? Yeah, so then we have, if we subtract that, we should get 180 equals L1 plus L2. So what's nice about this now is that all we must basically do, right? L3 we have already, that's 50 mil. L2, we don't know, but now we must decide on what we're gonna, okay, like we need L2, so I think L2 should be the subject of the formula. So therefore, we probably need L1. So we're gonna say 180 minus L2, and therefore we have L1. So this over here will come in over here, all right? Because that's L1, and then L2 will be our only unknown in the equation. So let me write it out for you. I don't like this problem, it takes too much time. Anyway. So L1 is 180 minus L2, right? You divide that by area 1, which you're going to work out, which you've worked out. L2, we're looking for. Are you with me? And L3 is already given. That's 50 more. So that's 0.05 divided by A3. Just can move it board. And all we need to now do is solve for, what is this? For L2. Okay. Is everyone on the same page on what I have to do with the lengths now? That's the important part over here. Welcome. Welcome. So I'll say this again, right? That's L1 plus L2 plus L3. L3 is given as 50, right? Our total is 230. We're all happy with that? I carry the 50 to the other side. I have 180 equals L1 plus L2. I need to solve for L2, right? So what I do, I put this in terms of L1. So I can put L1 over here and L2 will be the subject of the formula. Can you see there's an L2 there? And L2, it's the only unknown we have. So therefore, we can solve the equation. Okay, so this is quick to do. You're going to say 0.18. And you're going to divide this by 180 over that, over the 208. Perfect. And then you're going to end up with 180 minus L2 over A1 plus L2 over A2 plus 0.05 over A3. In fact, this is also going to give us a number. You can take this guy and actually throw him over the other side. But anyway, let's see what you get. What do you get for this piece over here? This thing over here. I'm spending time with too much maths here. It's really simple. Gamso, are you there?
Yes, I'm still working it out.
Okay, good. So I just want this value, and then this value can also work out. You know what I mean? You can take that value over to the other side. So in the end, we're basically going to have whatever this is, minus 0.05 divided by area 3, which is 8,372. Okay. I don't know what that value
I
is.
got 200 for that value, sir.
This one over here, this whole thing here, no? 200.
Yes, sir.
Exactly 200.
Yes, sir.
Not the 2. I think there's a 208 here, no? Just make sure.
Oh, 208.
Yeah, 208 here. So it's 208, right? Okay, perfect.
Oh, I thought it's 200, sir.
Yeah, it's my bad. Yeah, it's my handwriting. Don't trust my handwriting. So you take this guy next, the other side, which is this over here. That's -4. And then you're left with 180 minus L2 divided by A1 plus L2 divided by A2 over there. Okay, so then we can work out what this thing is over here, whatever this is, which is that piece coming over to the other side. Eddie, you gone quiet now, huh? I'm not happy.
312.5, sir, on the left-hand side.
Perfect, Chief. So it's 3-1?
312.5.
0.5, exactly like this, no? You sure?
Exactly like.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
so
that's
then,
what my calculator.
okay, so, okay, that's cool. So 180 divided by A1. I'm just separating these two terms here. That divided by A1 plus L2 divided by A2. So again, we can work out this portion, right? I'm just separating each term by the denominator. I take that over, then I get a new term, then L2 will be my only variable. So it's going to be 312, assuming that is correct, minus 180 divided by A1 equals, I'm going to take out L2 as a common factor. I'm going to have -1 over A1 plus 1 over A2. Are we all on the same page? Oh, yes, so mathematical, eh? Ah,
maybe.
What a headache. Yeah, what a headache. Okay.
-3.
So then in the end, you must just get out what this term is over here, and then just divide this by that, and then you get the answer of L2. The mathematical ability is very important for you to pass the subjects. Not too much of your engineering skill, but yeah. You might not know this now, but you're practicing for your GCC, the plant exam. Just letting you know. Just letting you know.
All right, so let's work with it. 63.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Ngamso, are you there? You got L2 for us? If you got L2, please tell me.
Not yet, sir.
Okay, cool. Chanel? Hey.
So sorry. Do you get a
Yes,
negative?
Chief. No, you can't get a negative length. It's impossible.
I didn't do wrong.
Yeah, check. Just check.
I got the principle, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna confirm with 312 go. Just gonna get it, make sure that is correct.
Possibly.
Yeah. It's at, what is it again? 208 on the dot minus 0.05, 8.372 minus 4. I get 148. 148.277 on this end here. This here. That should be. Are you with me there? Let me go back. So what on this end here? 148.277. Okay. So we take that value now. I have to remove this one. Imagine make this mistake in the exam. Imagine. Yeah. Okay. So guys, I don't want to belabor this point here. Did anyone find L2s? I want us to move on now. We need to move on. We need to move on.
Okay, cool.
Okay. But L2 should give you an answer, and you can put up in the group if you're not sure. I can always just show you exactly, but it shouldn't be a problem. L2 should be 134.5 something millimeters. Yeah. Obviously, you have the recording, so you can obviously come back to this. Okay. Are we all happy with this? Do you all get the concept? I deliberately wanted to do one slightly more challenging. Just to show you how far the scope can go. There is some other variations, but I mean, yeah. Can I move on, colleagues? Parallel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so let me know. Get L2 for me. It's really not, yeah. Yeah, you can show your wife this, your girlfriend this, you know. Look at this. It's a lot. Let's quickly move on to parallel. Okay. Where am I now? Okay, so this is coming from the Du Toit textbook. It's another question there. And we are looking at the parallel arrangement. Okay, just want to move this on the side now. Okay, cannot move you. Delete. Paste. Okay, here we go. Oh. Perfect. Okay, so the toy textbook, it's there. I want us to do one more after this, and then we're basically done. All right, so same logic applies here, but it's a different case now. And hint, nudge, nudge for your up and coming test. Make sure you're able to do the parallel arrangement. I'll not say that again. Okay. So yeah, this is a more common arrangement in the industry. I mean, we can look at cables, for instance. I can give you an example. Who deals with electrical cables? Who's electrical here? Cable, conductor, power. Anyone? Who has seen I would say a tick-off stream, basically, you know? Let me have a look. Maybe show you a cable of some sort. I'll use this one. Another example of a parallel engine would probably be this. I don't know if anyone can give me another example. I mean, we're talking very thick cables here. Can you see here? We got 4 conductors over here. That's an example of in that case. But in this particular example, we've got some rod, right? Meaning they could have cross sections in cylindrical cross sections. We have rod A, rod B. They gave us the cross sections already. We have to work it out. And what they basically want is a stress in each bar. Okay. And then they also want the change in length. And remember, the change in length is the same for all. So our total force, remember, is split up into F1 plus F2. So that means that 75 kilonewton is distributed between that two rods. However, we do not know which one carries more load than the other one. That is what we're going to find. And then our total change in length, assuming they have the same length, is going to be, let me use X, sorry. X total is equal to X1 plus X2. Always start with your main formulas first. Are we all on the same page? Are we here, colleagues?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys tired? You guys tired?
Trying to follow.
Okay. I want you to be here. I mean, must be present. Are we all happy with the arrangements? In terms of what's happening there. Okay, that's very important.
There is, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if anyone can give me a possible example of this. Where they've seen, 2 different materials or something carrying two different loading types like this. Happens a lot, man. Nevertheless, okay, let's quickly work this out. So then, what you're gonna have to do. So this is what I'm showing you is a very standard approach, for parallel arrangements. It always kind of goes with a similar flavor. So I want you to predict now, looking at this arrangement. It's carrying 75 kilonewtons. Which one will have the most stressing? Can someone tell me? Which rod here? Which rod will have the most stress? Anyone?
I would say the steel because the area is smaller, but also the properties of the material could.
So no, it's good. Steel be more. So I say A is 1 for A. Anyone else? That's perfectly fine. Can I give you another example of parallel arrangement? You guys know reinforced concrete. You guys know what rebars is, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another case of a parallel arrangement. But in that case, it's a bit different. Because what you tend to find, the way they set it up, the reason why they put the rebar in is because concrete is weak in tension. So they kind of support it with steel on the inside, where concrete, however, concrete's good with compression. You know what I mean? So that's also a kind of a parallel type arrangement. Yeah, just to by the way. Okay. Chad says A. Anyone else? I guess it helps to be a guy who Langamsu, do you have any Chanel Porter, do you have any theories on which one will carry the most stress?
I agree with Chad.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So the reason why I ask these questions because what happens in the real world, I mean, you guys are all highly experienced people. The calculations don't present themselves as numbers, but you need to be able to look at something and say, okay, you know what? There's different materials, and what are the effects of these materials? Where's the most likely to fail? So therefore, we have to reinforce there because. As much as people feel that calculations are useless, if you marry that to the right amount of practical experience, it becomes very powerful. And that what makes the difference between, a weak engineer and a strong engineer. Because a lot of the stuff you obviously pick up with experience, but at the same time, with this, you actually can prove. But okay, let me not go into philosophy. Let's anyway move on. So what we're going to do here, forgive me for this. This is not add, this is equal to each other. We need to take ratio. Yeah, we need to take ratios between the two. So remember arrangement phi, right? Like this. We're going to find a ratio between the two forces. And what we're going to end up finding is a ratio between F1 and F2. And then from that, we're going to take that ratios and put it back into the force equation over there. So our forces are different. We can nicely remove our length. Why? It's the same length for both, right? You guys agree with me? And can you see we have two different materials here? So we have a steel at the bottom. Oh, steel is A. Oh, yeah, number 1. Or can I just call this A rather? No? And I can call it B. So let's make that an A, make that a B. Okay. Let me be better. Yeah, okay. And then over here. Just remember that call you promised your Wi-Fi. So let's keep focused. FA.
I'm yes, I'm yeah.
Okay. FB, and then 200, and then we times by the first area. The first area, can anyone convert? Who knows how to convert millimeter squared to meter squared?
Okay.
Divide 1,000.
Can I show you a slicker way? Not divide by 1,000. It's a bit childish, man. You got a better way. Anyone? I show divide by 1,000. You call me divide by 1,000. Remember, it's millimeter squared now. Chad. Who can tell me the engineering? Yeah, who can tell me what's the engineering notation for millimeters? Like times 10 to the power what? You know that kind of thing.
3.
3, not 3.
Oh,
not
negative
3.
6.
Negative how much? No. You're guessing now. You're in the right realm.
I think it's times 10 to the power 6.
It's negative. Okay. Let me show you now. So 400, right? And millimeter is basically 10 times 10 to the power negative 3. You guys agree with me here, right? You put a square there, 400, you apply loads of exponents on there, and then it become minus 3 times 2, right? So to get it in meters, that's all you basically have to do. So that was that. So this is in meters. The 400 millimeter squared is basically 400 times 10 to the power negative 6 meters squared. Are you guys with me?
Got you.
Yeah, it's just, I'm teaching you some other stuff as well while I'm, instead of dividing by all that, it's just, so just remember this, right? So it's times 10 to the negative 6 meters, basically. So I just want to make some space here. You go in the 400. You guys know I enjoy doing this, right? I'm not sure if you guys know that. And B75, that's your aluminium. All right. That's it. I don't know if it's a 5 or 83 or 6 or 82. And then we times this guy by 900 times 10 to the negative 6. So what I want here, I want the ratio between FA and FB. Okay, are you with me? So you either can have it in terms of FA or FB. So what you must basically do is take either this side times it here, or that side times it there, but I'm expecting some number. Are you with me? To be honest. So you can say that on top of there, and then you can get the ratio, or you can do it that side and that side. It's entirely up to you how you want to work in terms of either FA or FB, in terms of steel or aluminium. Are we on the same page, colleagues?
We follow you, so which one? FA or FB?
Yeah, you can choose. Let's make FA the subject, the main one. So we're gonna have some number here on FB. So we're taking all of this timesing it there. Yeah. We can make either or. It's up to you, but I mean, we're gonna keep FA as the main one.
Let me try with it.
Yeah.
Can I give the answer? 1.2444.
Perfect. Thank you, Chanel. 1.2444. You guys all concur with this? You can move on. There's 3 4s, I believe. 1.2444. Yeah. That's correct. Are we all content with this? Portrait?
I'm a bit lost here. Chief.
Okay, sure. So what I'm trying to say here, right? You want to have, remember this is equal to that, right? You happy with this? Simply is to what you're doing, we are timesing, let me use this color, this by 210 over here, right? Times 400 times 10 to the negative 6, right? So obviously this will become just 1 or FA on itself. Are you with me? But what we do on the one side, we must do on the other side. You see there? That's what I'm talking about.
I was zoomed into the screen to read the question, and I didn't even see you writing all of the stuff on the side.
Okay. No, the question on Google Classroom, I didn't mention. You came with late. Yeah. But are you following what I'm doing now, mathematically at least? Okay. So then Chanel nicely got an answer for us. Obviously, that's going to all cancel. So FA must be 1.2444 FB. Are we happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we then do now? We come back to our force equation for parallel, right though? And that's going to be now F total equals FA plus FB, right? So when we're looking at these numbers already, what we're picking up here, we notice that FA is going to carry 1.2444 times the amount of load which B is going to carry, which is obviously a bit more. So that's quite interesting already. It's telling us what's happening within the system. So our total force is 75 kilonewton. Right? Our FA, we keep it just like that. And remember we have, FA, we have that equal to FB, 1.24444. I think I like saying that. And then we have that equal to FB. Can you see FBs are only unknown, right? So we take FB as a common factor. So 1.2444 plus 1 over there. And we have 75 times 10 to the power 3. And then we just simply solve for FB. Once you have FB, we can easily solve for FA. So you guys give me that FB and then FA. And we can see which one carries more force. Not more stress yet, but more force.
It's 33.41 kilonewton. Is it correct?
33,
416.
Yeah, that's correct, Chief. 16 kilonewton. That's in tension, right? Okay. And then our FA, which simply we can easily find FA, right? I think we all know how to do that. That's just 1.244 times that. Obviously, a slightly bigger value. That should be quick, colleagues.
41.83.
Yep. 83. Are you sure 83? Let me just check on my calculator quickly.
Just check, sir. My calculations are not.
Yeah, man.
Don't know what I'm doing.
It's 41.58. 58. Yeah. 31.5. Sorry, 41.583. 41.583 kilonewton. Okay. Are you all happy with this? Mangamso, portrait, you quiet, eh?
Yes, sir.
You guys, thank you, Chanel. You got that answers, eh? You got FA and you got FB.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. And then what we need to do now is to calculate the stress in the two bars. And guys, do you remember our old faithful relationship? We started the subject. It's going to be FA divided by, A1 or whatever, or AA. Stress over here, it's going to be FB divided by AB. So first, FA was 41. So now we can see if Chad's theory was right. And our first area was how much again? Was that 400 a day? Times 10 to the negative 6. We get our answer there. And we have our F. This is going to be 33.416 times 10 power 3. And that's divided by 900. Okay. And then we can get those stresses for 2. Yep. Okay, what are the stresses?
I got 103.957 for the first one. Which is
yep, that's correct. Yep. Oh, 97 megapascals. And the next one.
The next one that big.
Yeah, that to be the other one.
115.508.
Say that again. 11 what?
115.508.
Are you sure about that?
I got 37.129.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. It's 33.416. Edwin, you might have to share some Goma. There could be some witchcraft against you in the calculator.
I think so, sir. That's not.
Yeah, we need to have a look. You will just show me exactly what you're battling with. I can just address it for you. Maybe there's something, I don't know.
What did you get for 2?
33 point something. 37.129.
Yeah, so I'm just being stupid, man.
Okay. I guess it's your own witchcraft.
That's my own witchcraft, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right though. So Chad was right. The steel carried more stress. For sure. And Chanel. Yeah. So
wait, what was the last answer?
37.129.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to end it off for the last question. And I want immediately after I'm done here, I want you guys to do a parallel question for me. I perhaps can send you one to do, but I want you guys to do it immediately or maybe after your before you go sleep at least, so that you have that practice in. So the last part, I want to get the change in length, and the change in length, if you remember, that's all over here. It's essentially the same. So all we're basically going to do is take our FA, right? By now FB. And remember, by the way, you can do FA or FB. It's exactly the same change in length. So I'll just hold it. I want to just do it over here, so you guys can actually still see. So I'm just going to say X1, which will also be equal to X2, by the way. Also equal to the total. So it'll be FA. FA was what is FA again? 33.416 times 10 to the power 3. Its length was how much? 0.3, 300 more. Size of a ruler. And then we're dividing it by E. E for steel is different. That's 210, right? And we times by area 1, and area 1 was 400. So, on to be clear, colleagues, you could have done this either for the aluminium or the steel. In my confusion too, yeah, aluminium or the steel, as long as you keep those values consistent, you would have been fine. So then if you get your extension, you can just quickly work it out. It should be exactly the same on either side. Look for a quick one for you on my phone. Extension for me. Okay, we see here. This is also series type. That one is there. Okay, I'm waiting on you guys, eh? That one. Okay, so what is my extension over there? You got it?
I got 1,193 times 10 to the power of -4.
Let me just confirm that answer. 1, say it again.
1,193 times 10 to the power of -4.
Are you sure about that one? I don't get that one. It's not that one. Let me just check. So it's 33, right? That's the first force. Am I correct? No, I made a mistake, eh? I made a mistake. I'm using FB here. They said the aluminium force. This should be that should have been FA, right? Are you guys with me? This is supposed to be on the steel side. The steel's force was how much again? Sorry about that. The steel's force was 41. I'll just change your value there. 41.584. Are you with me? This is the steel side. This is the steel. This is A. Are you with me? That's A. That's the first one. Can you just quickly redo that for me?
I get 0,149 millimeter.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. 0,149. Do you everyone get it? 0,149. It's a millimeter, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, just check for me there. Other colleagues, you've gone quiet. That is correct. Langamso, do you get that, Eddie?
Yeah, just checking.
Yes, I got the same.
Okay, fantastic. Chad, you still there?
Yeah, barely.
Okay, barely. Oh man. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So what you can also do, you can obviously okay, here's one. I'm gonna give you yeah. You can just check for the other one. It should give you exactly the same. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just taking a picture of a question on my laptop. I'll send it in the group. Okay, no, not this. Okay, okay, no, never mind. I'll send you one. But yeah, we're at the end of our session today. Hope you guys learned something. And I don't know. When can I see you guys again before you say next week Monday again? You think there'll be enough time? But you must also cover. You must start on module 2 after the same. Can we just talk about that quickly?
Yeah.
Is that fine? Can we all agree on that? Nangamso and Chanel.
Wait, say again. When we're doing module 2?
Monday before you write, basically. So you must start on module 2 before.
So we're having a session on Thursday, correct?
Can we have a session on Thursday? If we have a session on Thursday, we won't have it on Monday. But the thing is, aren't you writing? This is what I'm confused. My plan was for Thursday.
But I'm writing early, man. Like
oh, okay. So can we do Thursday again? Is Thursday fine?
Definitely.
Yeah, we're writing 3 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay, so what then? Can you please guide me?
Let's do it Thursday. Let's do it Thursday normal time.
Okay.
As it was
fine? Be. Okay.
Yes.
I'll manage. I'm still writing Friday, but I'll manage. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need that session. Okay, right. So I'll see you guys Thursday again. What I do recommend now after your supper, whatever, do one example. But I'll send you guys one. Is it okay to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect.
Yes,
okay, guys, thank you for a good session. Yeah. And I'll see you guys again on Thursday. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, do you still have the series one we did on your
Say that again? What did you say?
Was it gone?
You
still have the series calculation we did on your whiteboard?
Series one. Yeah, it's all here. It's not gone. Nothing is gone.
Sorry, I just want to go